Like, what do you make of what's being said here in terms of the midfield battle?
The thing is, I don't fully understand where the guy's coming from, because I feel like we got dominated in the midfield. I think the only player for us that can really leave there with their head held high is Declan Rice for me, and Trossard when he came on. Maybe even Kai Havertz, because he looked like he had more passion to try and win this game than any of the other players in there, and that's how embarrassing it is right now. We've come in, we do not deserve to win that game at all. At all. So the fact that we've actually come out with the draw here, we have literally been handed a get out of jail free card. Literally been handed a get out of jail free card. The fact that we've managed to draw this game is crazy. Now, yes, I did come out before the game and say, yeah, we'd smack them. I expected my manager to put out the correct team, to put out Thomas Partey. Even at halftime, I'm like, there's no way Jorginho is going to come out. There is no way that after that first half, Jorginho is coming out for this second half. Zinchenko got substituted. Fair enough. That was well-deserved. The guy was on yellow card. He was sporadic all over the place. Didn't know where he was. That left side was getting torn apart so many times that they were going down that left side, their right-handed side. And as soon as Jorginho comes out, I'm like, what's going on? And then you expect Jorginho to finally come off in the second, halfway through the second half, and he brings on Nketiah and Emil Smith-Rowe. I'm like, right, so Mikel Arteta's clearly thrown this game for us. And after about 75 minutes, it looked like we weren't even bothered anymore. It looked like we gave up. All of a sudden, the goalkeeper makes a mistake, Rice scores, automatically we wake up. And we do this every single time. Every single time. The last 10 minutes, we wake up, all of a sudden we're going around, we're trying to play, we're playing well. Why do we wait until the last 10 minutes of a game to finally wake up and smell the coffee? We're finally playing. I don't understand why this team does this. And if you really want to be called, and I believe this team can win the league. I do believe this team can win the league. If you want to come out and act like that, if the manager wants to come out and act like that, and you expect yourself to win the league, there's no way you're going to do it. There's no way when you're putting performances like that. And also on Raya, by what Mikel Arteta's been saying, this is 3 games in a row where he's had dodgy moments. By his own words, Raya should be dropped. Ramsdale should be put back into that squad. Because he told us it's competition. These 2 goalkeepers are very good and they're competing against each other. So next game, I expect to see Ramsdale in that starting lineup, because Raya has had 3 mistakes in 3 games that have nearly cost us. That Cole Palmer one, I do not know how he didn't score. I feel like they should have been 4 or 5-0 up. If I'm being honest, I had Andy on the channel with me at halftime. Even he's telling me, "Oh my God, how is Jorginho playing? I didn't even realize how has he played." I just don't understand. Odegaard, I feel like he was being too. He was rushing everything, rushing every single pass, trying to be too quick. Do you know what I mean? He misplaced 2 passes, one to Saka and one to Gabriel Jesus. Why rushing? Even on that one for Gabriel Jesus, he had loads of time. The guy wasn't even next to him. The guy was way behind him. You didn't even need to rush it. Just have a look around, try and find the right option. But we're trying to rush for what reason? We've always been the team that hold a high line. We take our time we want to, and we can speed up the game when we want to. Odegaard normally is the one that helps us speed up that game. He's the playmaker in the team. He's the creative outlet. So I expect him to be doing way more in this game. So at the end of the day, man, I'm so disappointed with the performance, and I'm so disappointed with the team and how we've come out, the manager's decisions, the manager's substitutions, and it's just not a good day for Arsenal fans today. I'll be so honest with you. And listen, big up to Chelsea, because they came out there and ran their socks off. A lot of their players, apart from Sanchez, who had a mare in that second half. Apart from him, I think Gusto had a very good game. Cucurella, I don't know what's happened to that guy. Is that what happens when you get linked to Man United? I mean,
well, I don't know about that. It's what happens when a team starts. It's what happens when a team starts playing well. You know, suddenly these players that everyone says are trash kind of come alive. Some of the super chats here, because there's a lot of them. I'm going to come to you boys in a minute. Raya isn't good enough, in my opinion, and Ramsdale is still my number one, and Partey should have definitely started this game instead of Jorginho. From an Arsenal fan point of view, Gunnar Souls, I know there's lots to speak about, but when it comes to Raya, is this experiment hurting Arsenal now? It's 3 dodgy games on the bounce. Is it time that Ramsdale goes back in goal, in your opinion?
I thought Raya was meant to be an upgrade. I've not seen any improvements at all. In actual facts, we've probably regressed in some senses as well. Now, the reality is a lot of people can take Ramsdale making a few mistakes because he's actually got us to the position we're in. You know, Ramsdale's the reason we're playing Champions League football. He's the reason we're in a title challenge. He's the reason why there's a rejuvenation and a unity within this fan base. As much as people want to criticize his ability, he is one of the key reasons why there's even any unification within the fan base. His passion, the way he wants to play for the club, is everything we've asked for in a signing. We want our players to play for the club and for the badge, and he has. And then what do you do? What's his reward for actually bringing us back to where we should have been 4 years ago? We shouldn't even be talking about top 4. We should be talking about competing for the league when Arteta came in. But the reality is the club had regressed so much. And Ramsdale, players like Ramsdale, Ben White, have taken us back to this place. ESR, to add to that as well. Other than last season, he was one of the catalysts of changes for Arteta. Trossard last season kept us in the title challenge. Where does the reward come into this? A lot of these players are looking at it like, yeah, we can get away with murder. He's got his favorites. He has got his favorites when he wants to buy them, whether they're in the club, and he's got his favorites. He's got his set. He knows David Raya was always going to be his number one, regardless of what stinkers he puts out, regardless of how poorly he performs. Ramsdale isn't getting back into the starting 11. Now, I've always said it, it's a now. You have to deliver. If we don't deliver, this whole project can go in the bin. Because I am fucking done with it all. Because the reality is, you made the bold decision of bringing Raya in, and he's made mistake after mistake after mistake. So, if he doesn't have the balls to drop Raya and bring Ramsdale in like he promised us, it's about competition. It's about keeping the team alert. It's about keeping the team concentrated. And he can't do that. And he doesn't sit there and go, do you know what? I made a mistake. I'm going to bring Ramsdale back in. If he doesn't do it, then this entire project can go in the bin. Do you know why? Because the fans for the past 4 seasons have said, we trust the process. The minute we ask the manager to trust this process, the guy puts it in the bin. So now the question's over to Arteta. Do you have what it takes to drop your favourites? Odegaard, I don't want to see him play the next game either. I don't want to see him play either. I want you to drop your favourites. Let's see if you've got the minerals to do it. Because the fans been taking a lot of slack for you. So let's see if you can do it. I want to see Raya drop and I want to see Odegaard drop. Let's see if you trust your process.
Brandon, do you agree with that from an Arsenal point of view?